How's it going, everybody? It's me, Shane, and I'm here to give you my review for Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba, Swordsmith Village arc, also known as the Season 3. This is the final episode, the finale, episode 11, entitled Connected Bond, Daybreak, and First Light. Before I go any further, please hit that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can be notified of more videos like this. That's right, we have come to the end of the road once again. 1 hour if you count, commercials, 1 hour, but this, I think it's like 53 minutes, 55 minutes. Oh my goodness. I just, in addition to having phone notes, I also have a bunch of written stuff here, and I don't even know. I know what I wrote down, and I don't know where to begin. Like, I want to start with the hype, but we got two backstories in here. Two backstories, which, vindication for how you feel about some of these characters, right? Like these POSs, but, and the way this episode started off, where, obviously last week, we ended with, the Nezuko slash good girl Nezuko here, they're trying to take out, Hatengu, because he's running around, he's the main body. And we get that. We get a little bit more extended because, Genya's chucking trees. And Tanjiro is saying, why are you running? Isn't this what you've been doing to humans? He's wondering, why are all the demons so self-serving, right? And yet, us humans are powerless, but we're never going to give up. And they started, no intro song. You get, you get a little bit light organ music with it, and this is how you know it's gonna be a banging episode. Just anytime they start off without that intro, it's ready to go. So he's about to do the dang thing, right? He's about to cut this thing down, and they're all teaming up, and just out of nowhere, Hatengu just freaks out, right? Because they're all they're trying to catch up to this fool, and Tanjiro's foot is hurt. And this is actually one of the best things that happened in this episode is Tanjiro's leg has been hurt. Remember, he did get that bad boy chomped by one of the wood dragons, and he's even trailing behind Genya and Nezuko. Tiny Hatengu is fast as heck, fast as F, boy. And what's Tanjiro gonna do? Suddenly we hear familiar voice in his head. It's Zenitsu explaining how thunder breathing works. You have to know every fiber of your muscles, because it's all about leg focus with them moving fast. And Tanjiro's like, cool. He focuses on that right leg and focuses on every muscle, and he does the thunder. You see the thunder streak when he does it, and he's moving in for the kill. And as he's trying to get this blade through that neck, Hatengu literally freaks out on him, grows giant. It's like, do you not feel any sadness or remorse for picking on something weaker than you? Again, with this same old... When I get to 5 minutes, I'll start cursing. But we get the same old BS. And he has his hands around his head. Like, I think he's going to pop his head. And Genga's just like, Genya comes in. He says, all your so-called reasons are total crap. And he's trying to get those hands off. Again, these three, Nezuko, Genya, and Tanjiro, they're just as good as a trio as Tanjiro, Inosuke, and Zenitsu. Granted, they all came from that same class that survived the, I don't want to call it the initiation, but the test, the first test they had to do. They all come from that same class, so makes sense that a lot of them will work well together. Nezuko burns this dude. Genya rips off his arms. He does catch on fire because the flames of Nezuko, since he ate, demon flesh, those flames are burning him up. And stupid Hatengu pulls our boy over a cliff. Nezuko goes after him, and this is when stuff is getting tense. Like, Tanjiro's stuck in a tree. I thought he had got skewered, but no, he's stuck in a tree. Hatengu's bleeding because he can't regenerate fast because whatever the name for the hatred one is, you don't even deserve for me to know your name because you all are a-holes. He's using so much power fighting Mitsuri that dude can't regen. So he's like, I smell humans by, I'm going to eat them. And then I'm going to kill that girl over there. That's the demon. I'm going to kill her first because she gave me the most problem. And then I'm going to kill this self-righteous punk. And Tanjiro's just yelling. He's like, I'm not going to let you escape. Even if you run, you flee into the depths of hell, I'm going to find you and I'm going to cut your head off. Tanjiro's just done. He's just over all of it, right? And that self-righteous stuff with the hatred one, you did kind of, if we could put it in perspective, just like the opening speech he gave. He watched Rengoku die after Akaza was like, oh man, you're so strong and I love to fight. And he's like, nah, you all run away when the situation doesn't suit you. And who else ran? He saw him run. I guess the fight with Gyotaro and dang, I forgot the sister of the upper six, but just like, them running around and escaping everything, he's done. He's up to here. He's fed up with this crap. So he's like, I'm gonna get you. Meanwhile, he has to get himself off. Get himself off of the tree. And it's about to be daybreak. He knows that when daybreak comes, that's when they start to run. So Moichiro, one more time, he does the thunder step. But not without some assistance. As he's about to, by the way, you're probably saying to yourself, where's his sword? You didn't say that. I'm telling you, the sword is stuck in the dude's neck. He's cutting him on the left side. It's stuck in the neck. Heck, he can chop it, but he can't get all the way through. From the cliffs, because Genya's over there, on another side of the cliff, we see my boy Morichiro with the unfinished blade that Hatengu was working on for him, throws it to him. They have some funny moments because Hatengu hits him in the head like, hey, I'm not done with that blade. After Tanjiro gets the blade, he passes out because and Kotetsu's like, you killed him. No, like Hanamori said, no, poisoned, and he's exhausted. He has a fever. Like, this has been one of the longest freaking nights ever. Sorry about that. But one of the longest nights ever. They are fighting, literally fighting for their lives and everybody else's lives. Tanjiro gets that blade, does the thunderclap flash. But the name of this technique, and I made sure to write that down. The name of this technique is total concentration dancing flash. Because he comes through and cuts on the other side, taking that head clean off of the neck. And he did it. There you go. He did. Cool. Just a whole cool moment. Thunder into the flames. Not even a breathing. It's just total concentration. Now he needs to get to Nezuko because the sun has come out and Nezuko is starting to burst into flames. And he can't even shout it out. So meanwhile, Nezuko's coming to him and she looks super concerned. Well, wouldn't you figure when she finally just points, oh, the headless body, now with arms, is still heading towards the three swordsmiths that were hiding earlier. And Tanjiro looks at the head. It says resentment on the tongue. And he's like, dang, the one I'm looking for says fear. I messed up. But what am I going to do? Nezuko gets Nezuko to shrink. Our girl here is literally on fire. She is burning up. And this is actually the first time that we see Tanjiro not know what to do. Because he's looking back there and he's looking at her and he's looking back there and he's looking at her and he's torn. If he moves, she's going to die. If he doesn't move, they are going to die. Because even if the sun is coming up, if the sun doesn't hit the main body, nothing can happen. So doesn't really know what to do. And he's literally freaking out. Like his breathing is ragged as well. I wish I remembered his voice actor off the top of my head. I could literally just look this up live, but I have other notes on here that I don't want to mess up, but I'm definitely going to put it in my comments or in the description. Shout out to that voice actor because I felt every labored breath that he made. And a decision had to be made. And Nezuko makes that decision. She little tiny Nezuko, still strong. Ken from Street Fighter 2 flips him up. And he's in there. And she makes a fist. And he knows what that means. And we get flashbacks from the very first moment we met these two. That very first episode with them trying to make sure she doesn't demon out. The fight with those stupid the water demons that were taking women's pens, and that's how they killed them, and those jerks, to the Mugen Train stuff with the forehead bump, to our red light they call it entertainment district, the entertainment district arc when she got her superpower and he had to calm her down, and then she comes and saves him after the battle, to all these moments right now. And she's smiling at him because obviously with the thing in her mouth, she smiles with her eyes. She's smiling at him. He's crying. As soon as he lands, he moves forward. And boy, I may be speaking for like 11 minutes now, but all of this is so tense. I wish I was able to properly convey how tense this is. And while he's running, picking up the scent, he's like, gotta focus on the scent of the main body. There it is. It's a scent within the scent. And poetically enough, the real Hatengu is hiding inside the heart of that body that just has arms. And is slowly bursting into flames. When we're going here, he zooms in there. He says, he flips in the air. The demon already grabbed two of them, but when he gets there, he says, where is it? He says, "You're finished this time. This time, you cowardly, evil demon. Atone for your sins." Diagonal slice. Just diagonal slice. It's like one of those things, the Wonder Balls. Remember they had the egg and they might have a little character in there. Like a Wonder Ball. There's Hatengu, and he slashes again with the Hino Kamikagura blade. And of course we get a little flashback of Hatengu. I'll tell you the flashback after this. Right? We're gonna do those flashbacks back to back. And Hatengu's just wondering, why am I thinking about when I was human? By the way, he was ugly as shit when he was a human too. His demon form and human form, pretty much the same except for the eyes and the horn. He still had that big noggin. Oh, I would have thought you were already a demon. But Tanjiro gets him. Now he cuts the head off. He burns because of the sun. Tanjiro falls to the ground. And like he turns in the direction of his sister, but he can't stand up anymore. Like he's all banged up and he's crying. He's like, the point me even getting this far was to get Nezuko to become a human again. Like, how am I gonna move on? Pardon me. And he's in tears. And the three swordsmiths, they're like, Master how do you say your last name again? I'm sorry. Kamado. Or Kamado-sama. Look. And we get Nezuko in the sunlight without the mouth guard. Still got the eyes. Still has the fangs. And she's looking at her brother. And she says, "Good morning." He's trying to get to her. He's tripping up. These three chads, these three gents, they help him get to his sister. And we get like some of the most emotional shit ever. Like, he's crying. She's not crying yet. She's saying good morning. He's like, thank goodness, right? She's like, thank goodness. And she's like, thank goodness, right? Like, she's repeating him, but she's able to actually speak on her own. And he's hugging her tight. She's hugging him tight. Sorry, gotta make sure my light don't go out here, guys. Apologies. He's hugging her tight. She's hugging him. He's crying hard. He's like, yes, thank goodness. Just they won. This feels like an actual victory. I'm still like, I'm kind of shook for a minute because I didn't expect to see her out in the sun. And Genya, he finally climbs down because during that time when Tanjiro was trying to figure out what to do, Genya's climbing down. He's not gonna make it in time. Mauriceo's passed out. So by the time Genya makes it down, he sees that she's out in the sun. He's like, good for you, Tanjiro. Like, you needed a win, and they got a win. And everybody's together now. Obviously, Nezuko is yelling at Tanjiro for using an unfinished sword. He tells Nezuko to run. Nezuko's carrying her big brother, so she's running around. She's laughing because she's having the time of her life. At the very same time, Mitsuri, the wood dragon, she's like, I'm sorry, everybody. I'm about to die. I don't know how she can make this funny. Thing chomps her because she's holding it off and fending it off. And right when the thing engulfs her, they start to burn up into nothing because Tanjiro already killed the main body. And she's like, oh, they did it. Cool. She makes it back. She hugs everybody. Pretty sure Genya has a crush on her. And I freaking appreciate that it's so subtly told, right? Initially, when she's talking to him with the hot spring, he gets her to get out because he's literally just being a jerk. But I think he's just being a jerk, not just because of wanting to be a Hashira, but because I think he has a crush on her. He's genuinely red-faced whenever she's around, and when she hugs everybody together, it's like, we all did it, guys. We won, and we're all alive. Celebrations to be had. And when she notices that Nezuko, because Nezuko's like, everyone, Yokata means thank goodness. When she says Yokata, and she's like, wait a minute, that's Nezuko. She's crying. Then Tanjiro starts crying. Then all of the swordsmiths start crying. And they're all like, Yokata. It's genuinely cute. Not even funny. It's genuinely cute. Now let's talk about these two backstories. Vindication for not liking these pieces of shit. We'll go with Hatengu first, right? This man, when I told you, remember was it last week when we were getting a flash of his stuff and I said, don't make me try to feel sorry for this piece of shit. Don't make me feel bad. Look, we ain't done that already. All right. We feel bad. I felt bad for the one demon that was an artist. I feel bad for the one demon that was forced to be in the family when she was turned into a demon and she just had to fall in line. I feel bad for her. Didn't feel bad for the string guy. No. Feel bad for the one he was controlling. I felt bad for Gyotaro and his little sister because they mirrored these two. Fine. I can even feel bad for who else? No, I think there's probably like one other demon I probably felt bad for that they fought. But Gyotaro and his sister were the last straw for me. That's it. Those are the only ones I'm feeling, the last ones, right? Because now that you guys are up in ranks, you guys are just POSs. And it's true. Like, we get a flash of a blind dude saying, you stole from a dude that helps people like us who can't see. I'm telling the magistrate. This man murdered somebody with a knife. And the magistrate's like, I got multiple reports of you killing and stealing. He's like, but please, it's not. He said this to the other guy. It's not me. It's these hands. These hands do it. He could be mentally ill. I'm still going to call him a piece of shit. Because he's like, these hands. And magistrate's like, I know you're not blind. I have a guy. And this part kind of confused me. He's like, he has a guy that when he speaks, he turns to the wall before, when the magistrate speaks. Now he said he was a masseur. I couldn't understand what he was trying to say. Was he trying to say that he has a guy that, whenever he speaks, the blind folks typically don't look at him and then they speak when it's their time to be spoken to? Was that a way for him to be able to tell? Or maybe he had a person on the inside that's like, yeah, no, this person told me that you can see. And so he's like, we're gonna take both of your hands, but turns out they're gonna behead him anyway. This is when Muzen's punk ass comes in, turns him into a demon. He kills the magistrate, but magistrate straight up says, yo, you can kill me. That's not gonna stop anything. One day, you will you will atone for your sins with your vile life. Period. And that's when he dies. Don't feel bad for him at all. Thank you for confirming that he was a piece of shit before he got turned into a demon. Let's talk about Captain Piece of Shit. Let's talk about Muzen. Muzen, whatever. Remember his kid disguise? The name for the kid disguise is Toshiki. He's tossed his room about, and we get the lady coming in, and the maid with the lady. And he's like, oh, look at this. Were you not unable to find the book you were looking for? This dude's freaking out. And I'm like, oh man, is he mad that he can sense that his guys are dead? No, he knows that Nezuko can walk in the sun. And he wants to eat her to get her ability to walk in the sun. I'm going to calm down here for a second. So, by the way, you can guess what happened to those two ladies, right? When the mom was talking, or should I say the madam, the lady house, who's his adopted mom or whatever, was talking, trying to, be nice, he smacks her head right off her shoulders. Just like with a swipe, head's gone, she falls down. The maid is starting to freak out, calls him a monster because he's jostling, grows, and becomes his normal self. What I don't get is why the hell wouldn't you run? Like at that point, I see that. Okay, I'm just gonna take 2 steps out. Gonna close this door. Gonna make sure I run as far as I can. If I can jump out of a window, I will. Whew. But yeah, he murders her too. By the by, when I mean he murders her, her arms that were holding the tray and she's screaming, calling him a monster, her arms come off. In addition to the head that we don't see, because we get his backstory that 1,000 years ago, he was super sick. He had a doctor who he called an inept doctor who's giving him medicine. Who's like, you want to live to be 20? You got to keep taking the medicine. And one day, Mr. Sickly Cripple Man is just shambling, gets a long blade, stabs dude in the back of the head. But not long after he stabbed dude in the back of the head, the medicine actually worked. Made him super strong. Flex. Made his body more durable. But it had a drawback. He craved human flesh and human blood. So he was killing people on his estate. Dude, he was a wealthy guy, killing people on the street. It was during the Hesean era. But y'all, tell me why. I don't know how he knew. Maybe it's like a animalistic thing. But he's like, I knew, without being in it, I knew that my body could not walk in the sun. It's like he stuck a finger out and he pulled it back. He's like, So he goes out. He's murdering folks. Like, there's armed guards and everything. Like, hey, you the monster dude killing people. Like, they fire arrows. He's super strong, knocking away arrows, Naraku style. Kills all these folks. And then he goes, but I had to lower myself to hide during the day. Man, it's like, I'm going to be so happy when he is gone. And so this was what made him made the 12 keys, what's it called? They call it the 12 demon blood moons, but I think the Japanese name is like Kizaru. Kiza. I'm just going to scroll through here until I find it. Alright, it's Kizuki. There we go. Kizuki is a good word. 12 Kizuki, right? And so we see him killing. He's just murdered 6, 7, 8 people. And that was what he's been looking for. He's been looking for a body that can withstand the sunlight. And now he's found it with Nezuko, and somehow he's able to see Nezuko. That is the one part of this that bothered me. I get it. He thanks Hatengu too. He's like, you found it for me. Here's my thing. How is he able to see that if none of his guys are around? The one dude that is around burned it to nothing. The other dude that's a freak in a vase, he's dead too. Don't know how he's able to see it. Hopefully they explain it. I hope it's not a thing where it's like, oh, well, it's his blood, so that's how he's able to see. Because if that was the case, he would have been able to know that they were around for a while, right? Like, you do know that this guy is taking out your dudes. I don't want to say succinctly, but he's killed. Tanjiro's gotten 3 lower moons under his belt. Helped with helped with these. Oh, damn. He's helped with 3 upper moons already. Directly cut off the head of one of them. Actually, 2 of them now. So, yeah. If he was able to track them when he'd done it a long time ago via Nezuko, don't know. But that's the one hole in this whole thing that I did not like. It's just the backstory's just vindicated how you feel. You should hate these guys. They suck. But going back to our heroes, we do get this is what cemented this for being. I'm about to get ahead of myself. This is what cemented this for being a win, regardless of Muzan wanting to devour Nezuko. Just ain't gonna let that shit happen. Aside from that, the celebration that Tanjiro gets, right? So there we go. So as he's about to leave, he gets a cart because he can't move. Nezuko is sleeping in the Nezuko box. Kotetsu and Hanamori. We get to Lord Techin. They thank him. Actually, earlier, when Tanjiro thanked Morichiro for getting him a sword, Morichiro's like, no, actually, thank you. You helped me recover part of myself that was lost. Tanjiro doesn't get that, doesn't understand it, but he actually really helped him. Techin thanks him. He's like, no, I should be, he's thanking him for allowing him to come there. He's like, no, thank you for saving us. You helped save us, which, of course, good boy Tanjiro says it was a group effort, which it was. Good for you for being a good boy. There's a reason why he's my favorite character. But we get Hagane Nezuko, a.k.a. Hotaru. That's his first name. First name was Hotaru because the chief named him. Hotaru is kind of going in and out. And Kotetsu is basically saying, like, yeah, he kind of doesn't forgive you for using the blade before it was done. We get funny face from him. But Elder calls him over. That's like basically his granddad says, hey, come over here, Hotaru. The whole point of him even being here is to see you. So say something. Tanjiro basically reaffirms their partnership, right? Says, thank you for all your hard work. I appreciate you. Your hard work keeps me safe out there. I'm going to keep fighting. I'm going to keep getting stronger. And I promise I'm going to keep working hard. And he tells, Hagane Nezuko says, I'll fix any sword you got that breaks. And I'm going to send this one to the Butterfly Mansion. Which is cute, considering that earlier, before we got the stupid flashback, he thought that Tanjiro broke the new blade. And he pokes him really hard in the face. And you got the swordsman's like, no, it's right here, which prompted Nezuko to run around. Funny, cute. But he tells him they'll keep working together. And you get Kotetsu teasing him, saying, oh man, aren't you embarrassed? You had to spill your heart out. He gets chased around. It's funny. It's cute. He also swings him around by his feet. But the Kakashi, very stealthy, very sneaky. Pretty sure she's the same one we've always seen. And I know it's a she because of the contours and the curves or whatever. And the voice. He has to put nose plugs, super sense, blindfold. But she takes off the blindfold and the nose plugs after they get past the first gate. Because literally the whole village is throwing confetti saying, thank you, Tanjiro. See you next time. Bye. They're all just... He's getting some really good adulation. And this is one of the best wins that they've ever had. Just straight up, yeah, they took some really bad bumps. And they did so well with fighting these guys. And the Mugen Train, they saved a lot of people. But you lost Rengoku, which was heartbreaking. The Entertainment District, they won. But everybody was so messed up. Like, Uzui lost an arm. So, for this to happen, no one loses any body parts. No one dies. they won, and now everybody is saying thank you and giving this praise. It was perfect. And of course, the Kakashi, she's so nice. She's like, you know what? How about we do without the blindfold until we get out the village? And this is what rolls us into our credits. We also see his crow in the air. This is what rolls us into our credits. And the final image we see on the credits, Nezuko and the sun and a smiling Nezuko. And I like how they did it. It went, from Kanroji to Morichiro with the blade and his demon mark, to Genya with the gun and the blade, Kotetsu breathing bubbles into that water thing, Haganazuka still working on the blade as he's getting cut, Tanjiro with the ancestor behind him when he's swinging that blade, and then it's a little break in the credits with the sunshine and we see Nezuko. Is this the best arc? I would have, if you would have asked me before this, I'd have been like, yeah, Entertainment District is the best arc. It's had, you want to say it has the best fights, but if we're going to be straight up, it's basically one long ass fight. Like Tanjiro starts it, Uzui saves people, comes, joins it. Tanjiro comes and joins it. Then we get the other two. They got to fight the sister. One long fight. And I would have said, yeah, because the intrigue and trying to figure out what the hell is going on was great. Even have Muzan. Muzan was there. But then you have this that gives us background of two Hashira who are, the Hashira are starting to become my favorite characters. Like some of my favorite. He's still my number one. They're still a good girl. But I'm loving these Hashiras now. We get their backstory. We get two unique demons. We get two unique fights. We have a new trio with Nezuko, Tanjiro, and Genya doing the work, doing the damn thing. Episode 5 is still the best episode to me, but we get episodes 5, 9, 10, and now this one. This is a 5 out of 5 if you haven't noticed. We get all of that. That's fantastic. What else makes it the best arc? The songs for Demon Slayer are phenomenal. Intros, outros, phenomenal. Man on a Mission and Millet, their intro and outro, which I want us to get those names correct. The intro, Kazuna no Kiseki and Kawi Kogare. Kogare. Fantastic. Actually, Kizuna no Kiseki, most of that song played for the ending, and it's such a great song, and I love just the lyrics. If you get a chance and you watch the music videos for these songs, especially Aimer's song for Entertainment District, put on the closed caption and look at the lyrics. The lyrics fit every season, and this one's no different. Tons of emotion. This is a great callback from when we lost Rengoku, right? Because now Tanjiro's like, you're running away. I'm tired of y'all running away. I'm not letting somebody else run away. And he doesn't let him run away. Amazing. I think the one thing that I did miss talking about was Lady Tomoya, the one who Tanjiro's been sending the blood samples to. Lady Tomoya, her thing happened after Muzan, where she explains that she's writing a letter to Tanjiro saying that the one guy that got turned by Muzan when they were in the big city and he swiped the dude's neck, that guy, thanks to Nezuko's blood, is able to go back. He's regained his sense of self on top of just surviving off a tiny bit of blood. And Nezuko's blood, when she's checking her samples, her blood is changing very rapidly. It's astounding. Now, what she's trying to figure out is, Nezuko's blood made this dude get his sense of self. Why isn't her sense of self back? And why is that she's still in a childlike state? She believes that something in her mind that's more precious is prioritizing her staying at this form as opposed to just getting bigger. If I can find what she said, because y'all know I take those notes. By the way, did I mention that the thing that the doctor gave was the blue spider lily? Muzan's been trying to recreate that Only person that knew where the blue spider lily was and if you could harvest it safely and bring it back was the doctor he killed. So good job. You played yourself, jackass. There we go. The short amount of time her blood is changing. She's been thinking, why is she regaining herself and why is she in a childlike state? But she believes in Nezuko's mind there's something more important than regaining her sense of self that needs prioritizing. So something in there is saying, you don't need to be back yourself. We need you to be like this. It's probably what's stopping her from eating people. Probably what's allowing her, probably what's allowing her to stay in the sun. But Lady Tomoya sending, they send the Yoshiro's cat sending the letter. She says, this is just a theory of mine, but I think Nezuko's going to conquer the sun. And as she says that, we get Nezuko in the sun, right? So Nezuko is special. Just gotta keep her away from Michael Jackson. Pun intended, joke intended. But yeah, call back to when we lost Rengoku. We finally beat upper ranks without losing anybody. This episode's 5 out of 5. This entire arc, this is my favorite arc. I think this is the best arc of Demon Slayer. And it was crazy to say that because every arc is getting better and better and better. They've already revealed that they're doing that. Next arc is Hashira training arc. Don't even know what that's gonna entail. I have not read the manga. I don't intend on reading the manga because now I'm here. I'm with y'all. I have some information, but I don't read up on what happens in these things. I just read about the characters themselves. This is gonna be great. We're gonna get. I think we're getting all the Hashiras. We're gonna see Genya's brother. We're gonna see the blind looking one. See Snake boyfriend. Giyu is gonna show up, and Butterfly Shinobu's gonna be there. So hopefully Tanjiro and the boys get better, and then they can train with the big dogs. But I've rambled on for too long. Please tell me, what did you think of this episode? What did you think of the season? 5 out of 5 from me. I like this. It goes this, and then Entertainment District. I enjoyed Mugen Train because of Rengoku. The Rengoku stuff is what really made Mugen Train fantastic. So it's kind of sounds really cliche to say that the latest seasons are the best ones, but it's true. This is the best. Loving this, enjoying this. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below, please. Do not forget, hit that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to be notified of more videos just like this one. Thank you for taking some time out to listen to me talk about the finale of Demon Slayer's Swordsmith Village arc. Guys, be safe out there. Be good to yourselves. Be good to others. Either way it goes, don't be a jerk. Remember to reach out to people when you're feeling bad, you're feeling sad. Reach out to someone. There's someone out there that would rather speak to you today than to miss you and mourn you tomorrow. What a wonderful way to cap off the weekend. Follow me. My social media is at the bottom below. Hit me up. As long as you're not a jerk, I will respond back. With all that being said, guys, I'm Shane, and the Taisho secret is I will most definitely see you next time. Can't wait.